So these are going to be some urgent late night messages. It's not that late, but I just want to be dramatic. These are going to be some urgent messages from Spirit. I feel very intense in a very good way. Um, Earlier, I just had a very weird day. Like, there was just something about the world today that just felt strange. It's not really, I don't know, a way I can describe it besides that. Um, it was a lot of feelings of like fear and random sadness. Like my emotions were shifting very quickly. Um, and they were all kind of like tinted and kind of like feeling heavier. And then I would say about an hour or so ago, on the 22nd of September, it felt better. I will leave some videos in the description that you can watch because I'm like, did me watching this video help to make me feel better? Because sometimes when you're watching and you're interacting with high frequency beings, high frequency humans with like high frequencies, they'll help to like clear your field. Hopefully that's what I do for you. um and I'm like, was it that? But I also feel like it's also a collective shift sort of feeling. I don't know, it's been a lot of quick maturing, I would say, on my end. It was this feeling of like the villains in your story, like let's say for example the big bad wolf, right? I feel like we're taught, which is an inverted sort of teaching, we're taught that to wait, to wait until one day the big bad wolf will stop blowing down your house, will stop stalking you and hunting you down. You just have to wait. It's gonna change, and you sit and you pray, and it's just gonna happen. But then the true non-inverted I don't even know if that's a word, but like the true way from source, from spirit, is to understand that the big bad wolf, the villain, is a projection of you and what you believe and your fears and things that you've been taught and socialized to believe. And that the only way the big bad wolf will stop blowing your house down is if you no longer allow it, is if you face that wolf, and then that wolf will have no choice but to disappear because that wolf is created by you. You have to really be like I like to say, 10 toes down. You have to be completely done, completely about it for it to stop, and it will. So that's what I heard today. I also heard, if you go watch my reel and my short that I posted today, it was like it was like, you don't have to give people a second chance. You don't even have to give them a first chance. It's just been these kind of lessons coming up. I talked a little while ago in that video where I was at the park with the little squirrel, and I was like, it feels like a soul review, a life review, and I feel like these are like life lessons that have finally been learned by the collective, not just me on an individual level, but by the collective, by a large, number of souls have finally, realized these things and not forgotten them immediately or gone back immediately to the same pattern. It's been fully integrated, I feel. And it's like, the inversion is that you've been taught that if somebody is sick, and then you perceive yourself to not be sick, then you have to constantly like fight to be that person's medicine and constantly fight to heal them. And I feel like that in itself that's the inversion. It's like you believing that you know better than that person's soul plan when you see that you keep trying and they keep on being sick is you being in your false ego. Does that make sense? Like that's that person's soul's choice that they want to make for themselves to keep being what you perceive as sick. The highest thing that you can ever do for the good of humanity or the good of the collective is to be in integrity with your own soul, which is to say that you would never diminish your own light or hold yourself back or limit yourself based on anything outside of yourself. All right, so that's all the speaking part that I have. I have an array of oracle cards and these tarot cards here, and we just gonna choose around. I need to go up. Let's scoot these up a little bit. Scooch, scooch, scooch. I probably won't even use all these, but they look cute. Just so I don't have to write nothing in the caption, these are Rumi Oracle cards by Alana Fairchild. These are the Light Seers Tarot cards by Chris Ann. These are the Starseed Oracle cards by Rebecca Campbell, illustrated by Danielle Noel. And these are the Energy Oracle cards by Sandra Ann Taylor. So, yeah, I don't have to type. Advice from Spirit. What do you want the collective to know? Oh, by the way. This one. This is one too. So, hold the line. 707 on the time. I struggle a lot with, sometimes I'll have like a lot of faith and I'll be really calm because I'm like, oh, everything's gonna work out for me. And then I'm like, oh my God, it hadn't happened yet. What's going on? And I feel like Spirit just wants you to just keep your strength, keep your lion roaring, keep believing, you know, keep holding on. Know that you are the magician. So there's a huge emphasis right now on, I feel like, just doing what makes you feel empowered, what makes you feel joy. I don't know why, but I feel like that's very important. Like you feeling like I'm enjoying this. I'm enjoying what I'm doing, you know. It's different between distracting. Like if you're distracting yourself with something, really enjoy what you're doing. Like it's a difference between distracting yourself with a bowl of ice cream and a difference between I feel really, you know, happy eating this ice cream. Whatever you do, regardless of what it is, just make sure that you are like, you'll know, like how do you feel when you're doing that. It's very important. I feel this one, the World card. I just feel like this is a sign that everything's about to change. No more locked doors from the next Friday movie. Like I just feel like nothing is about to be the same. So you can rest assured in that. A sign of these lily pads. Like I didn't know until I saw lily pads like in real life for the first time. I always thought these just floated on top of the water, but they don't. They actually grow from the bottom of, you know, the pond, the lake, and then they rise to the surface. And I feel like this is a sign, this is a message from Spirit saying, we've done all the growth from the bottom and now we've risen to the surface where we can shine and bloom as our true selves. I heard you change the world by being you. And this is what I was saying before about this message. We got, I don't know if you hear the alarm going off. So I feel like that's important around these cards because we go into the heart chakra. You change the world by being you. I said this in my energy update on exposing racism in the spiritual community, is that everybody needs to speak their authentic truth. I think I also said this in my other energy update. What's that one was called? It was the live video that I did at the park. It was like abundance coming online or something. I don't know, but I've said this recently. Your heart and your truth is a warrior. I just feel naturally just very warrior like. Doesn't mean aggressive, doesn't mean, wants to fight, and just be in the false ego, but your heart is honorable, has honor and integrity, and is very unique. And I feel like this is Spirit saying your unique expression of your soul's truth is invaluable. And with this strategy, I feel like this is Spirit saying that, let's see, what is this song? Yeah. It feels like everybody's, I don't know, whatever your divine action is going to be different for everybody. For some people, it could be saying hello to a person sitting on a bench. It could be going to buy burritos. You have to go based on what you feel guided and pulled to do from your heart, from your soul, in every now moment. At the same time, you also have to go based on what your spiritual inclination is. I don't know how they're moving, how spirit is moving things, if that makes sense. I got a little lost. But basically, this is saying like it's both and, as Ramona Lappin says often, it's you doing your divinely guided actions, but also trusting that there is a larger plan moving that's outside of your control, so to speak. So you have to allow those things to take place and don't rush them 12:12 on the clock and then it's 21 here. And at the same time, do your own individual part, whether it's making little videos like this or sharing videos like this, you know what I mean? Like it'll be different for everybody, but like it's a collective movement. And so that's why it's this feeling of like you appreciate something that is outside of you, but at the same time it's with you. So let's see what else. One of these cards over this side is like screaming. Which one? Lord of mercy. You're not for everyone. Embrace your weirdness. Face your true north. Right now, as I was saying here, if there was ever a time, I've said these messages, it's like the same messages coming out. If there was ever a time for you to really be yourself, like no filter, it's now. I hear people saying, they're afraid, safety can be an issue because a lot of people, things have happened around people speaking their truth. But I feel like Spirit is saying it's clear, go. Because the only reason that those people, those energies that do seek to hurt people that are speaking their truth, the only reason they exist is because we've been living in the fear of them and thusly creating them. And I feel like this is saying, Spirit is saying, I'm on your side. I am here. I'm queer. I'm out. And if you jump, I will catch you. And it might be scary. It might feel like you're falling, might not look the way that you expect it to, but just let fully go and you will be freer than ever before. I promise. This one or this one? This one. Yep, see? Jump and out. The door will be open. Doors are open and you decide rewards wild card. I was listening to a video today and Darius J. Wright, Wright, was saying how there were doors under the pyramids in Kemet, which is, people know about Egypt. And he was saying how some doors, if you go there, astrally, or if you project your soul there, it'll be this barrier that won't let you in because your soul isn't ready to experience or to have access to what's on the other side, at your level, your frequency level. And I feel like this is spirit saying, like, all the doors are being opened now, fully. All of them are open. Does that make sense? You don't have to take what I said literally. Don't try to wrap your head around the pyramid. It's just an example to what I feel like this card is saying. All the doors are open now. Now is the time. Finally, we get to messenger. So I feel like this was the first card I pulled out, but it's the last card that I'm getting to. And so I feel like this is also a message from spirit. The order of how I just did this is that don't wait for the green light. If you feel like in the physical reality, if you feel like I need to jump now, I need to risk it, I need to stand up, I need to speak my truth, the door is going to be open. Don't wait for your bank account to have a certain amount of money in there. Don't wait for that person to message you back. I don't know if somebody if you ask your friend or something, like, should I do this? And they haven't responded yet. Spirit is saying, don't wait for some sort of physical material proof. Do this before, and then the proof will come after that. And this goes back into everything that I was just saying about we are the ones, we created. It's open because you jumped. It's open because you walked towards it. You believed it to be. And then after that, that's when it comes physically. This Darius J. White, he was also saying the same thing about how a lot of people think light comes first. But he was saying how that's not true. Black comes first. Black is it contains all colors. The void comes first. The dark comes first. Not in like terms of negative darkness, but you know what I mean, the void, the nothingness. That's everything comes first, and then there is light. Jump into the void first. That's how you create the message. Okay? I'm not gonna wait to see if that makes sense. I'm gonna move on. Oh, I got a pee suddenly. I don't know if somebody like having a pee recently, or it's just been a lot of, it's always pregnancy symptoms. Anytime like the energies get really high, like if it's a lot of solar corona mass ejections, or like just solar weather or anything, I always get like pregnancy symptoms. Like I gotta pee a lot, my stomach will start hurting, I'll be nauseous. It's very interesting because I feel like when these things, I know that when these energies are elevated, it's because light from God, light from source is pouring in. And when you think, like I just was saying about the void, when you think about where everything comes from, that's birth. That's birthing, that's creation pouring in. And so I will have the symptoms of a person who is creating a person within their bodies. I'm gonna have to finish this up because I gotta go. It just suddenly came upon me. So yeah, look at these cards. Come on, baby. You wanna come out, show out. Come on. So this is what I was saying about how the energies feel. It's okay if you're not in like if you're not able to like have and hold your ground yet, that's all right. That's okay. You know, you might still be in the Five of Cups energy, but I hear with this is saying, I promise you, is what I'm hearing from spirit. Get rid of all these bowls. They was empty anyways. That food in there was stale. You know, it was just gonna make you sick. This is people. This is energies. These are limiting thoughts and beliefs. This is you that was hanging on yourself, or like, I don't know, Like, you know how people will keep old pairs of clothes because they're like, one day I'll fit into them, and it just makes you feel like crap that you can't fit those pants now. I feel like Spirit saying get rid of all the stuff you can't fit that no longer serves you. You know, people be holding on so much to this stuff, and it's like it's gold in that release. Like, the more that you surrender and give up what you no longer need, the more that you're making space and making space and making an opening for what you do need, what you are ready for to show up. Don't hold on to nothing. I feel like even people, even specific people, and I'm hearing now to talk about twin flames. You have some sort of divine counterpart, and they haven't been showing up. You know, they still hadn't, turned up or, stood up in their divine truth. That's just a person. Your divine counterpart is a soul, is a consciousness, and so is therefore not limited to this specific lifetime. And so by letting go of, I don't know, all their little personality traits that aren't in integrity and that aren't serving divine justice to themselves, they can be let go. We not waiting on nobody. And then that's how it's revealed that they already there. Their soul, their higher self, their consciousness probably been waiting on you. But let me get off of that. So over here we got Page of Cups and Seven of Cups. This card keep coming out a lot, and I'm like, what the hell? So I'm gonna just interpret it in a way that I feel is how I feel. This card always looked like confusion to me, and I feel like you might feel like this is how the universe is throwing stuff at you. You like, I want that yellow potato on the shelf. And then they'll be like, oh, you want this bat? Like, I don't know, like stuff that you didn't ask for or didn't want, you might be seeing in your reality. Like, stuff is changing, but it's not what you wanted to change. And I feel like this card is Spirit's way of saying that we're coming out of a time of limits. And these changes in the way things are occurring is, I don't know, I feel like a more true reflection of that. So let's say, like I said, you ask for a yellow potato, and Spirit is like, oh, I'll give you this bat, and I'll give you this thing. You're coming out of a time of the limits of just the one. Or, I'm thinking of like Chuck E. Cheese, how you have like a certain amount of points, and you can only afford, the yellow potato is 500 points, you only got 600 points. We're getting rid of the points stuff. You can have anything. It's limitless. And I feel like that's why Spirit, your higher self, is in charge of delivering the abundance to you in a way that is a more accurate reflection of this limitless mindset. Page of Cups, I feel here, is like, this is all your little dreams, and you're like, oh yeah, this dream will happen when pigs fly. And I feel like, I feel like even something with your love life or your romantic life, or if you want some sort of close friendship or bond, I feel like the advice here is to keep dreaming, not in a kind of condescending way, but in a real way. Keep being honest with yourself about what you want. And don't, dream as if pigs don't fly. Don't hold yourself back. So we have the Hangman, and then this one wanted to come out, the Six of Cups. So I feel like for a long time, this is going back to divine counterparts. For a long time, this is where I feel like the divine counterparts have been, especially the divine masculine, and this is within all of us, has been trying to be strategic. Because that's what the hangman does, the hang person. They hang themselves down, upside down, to try to see things in a better way. But they just hanging. I feel like the hanged man position is supposed to be temporary. Just like everything, you eat too many apples, it's gonna make you sick. You know, apples, they say eat an apple a day, take the doctor away, and you'll be healthy. But if you eat, 50 apples every day, you're gonna be sick. You're not supposed to be in this hangman position for forever. The blood gonna rush to your head. You're not supposed to be like that. It's been like this for a long time. And I feel like now it's gonna be movement, and it's gonna feel so stark. Like a stark, like before this person, or both of you, just change it to however you feel, was like stuck in this kind of childlike space. Children, they they don't really know different things. They're kind of emotionally immature. They're very demanding. And that's how they treat life. There's really no patience, and kids. And then now it's gonna be like full grown. Like, if your person was like commitment phobic and never wanted to commit, never wanted to put down any roots, it's gonna be a stark contrast. Now this person wants to get married. And just take this in like a whatever sense that you feel is right for your connection. These are just terms that I'm using to kind of give context and provide an example. It's not literal, if that makes sense. This could be anything. Like, they didn't want to move out from their mother's house, even though they could, right? They just wanted to stay there. And them being around their mother, maybe their mother was toxic, was causing this hang up. And now, stark contrast, this person is like, I want to move with you. Like, I want to get our own space together. It's going to be a huge jump. I just got a notification from PayPal saying about a business account. So I don't know. It's like I feel like a joint account. If that makes sense. I feel like it's important, but I got to pee. So moving on. Which one of these? This one? All right. These wanted to be secretive. The courage of your love. Ooh. This one been coming out a lot. So this is complete rebirth, is what I'm feeling with this new gown. Things are going to be different now. I said that earlier with the world card. I'm saying it again. Things are going to be completely different now. Repeat what I'm saying out loud. Repeat what I'm saying in your heart. Believe this, and that's how it is true. So it is. Things are going to be completely different now. No more cycles. No more stuck in the past. Doing the same thing over and over. People doing the same thing, treating you the same way. Big bad wolf coming and blow down your house every time you build it back up. New day. And it's a new day because it's a new gown. You can think of this as a new skin, a new you, a new perspective, a new outlook on life. Quantum observer effect is something that Ramona Lappin brought to my attention recently. I'm sure she wasn't the first one, but probably learned it in 8th grade science or something. I don't know. But, oh, look, number 8. But it's this feeling of like, you have changed. And so you change the way that you view things. And so the things that you're viewing become new. The courage of your love. Be courageous. I don't know no other way to say it. I said it earlier. You know, the Angel of Strength card came out. You're not for everyone. I told you to jump. You will be caught. You will sprout some wings, catch yourself. When you are courageous and loving yourself fully, all your parts, the anger, the jealousy, the depression, when you love yourself fully, that projects out. So now we don't have the big bad wolf. Now we got Little Red Riding Hood coming to bring us some treats. Radical change, new life, new ways of living, the high life. This has been your reading. Feel free to leave a sweet comment to affirm, subscribe. You can book a personal reading with me by emailing me, queensensitivity1@gmail.com. You can donate. I would really appreciate it. I have a PayPal link, Vimeo, and I also have Buy Me a Coffee. But either way, I appreciate it, and I'm very thankful for everybody who has gotten a reading from me and who donates to me and who leaves beautiful comments. Thank you so much, and I'll see y'all soon.